Has anyone else ever told you that if you eat a watermelon seed, you'd grow a watermelon in your belly? How about if you swallowed your gum, it would take you 7 years to digest it? Or if you sit too close to the TV, your eyes are going to get crossed, or if you make a silly face, it's going to get stuck that way. No wonder we have trust issues. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Kira Wackett. Thanks for joining me for another video as we work to empower and equip you with the confidence and skills to write your own story so that you can live your life on purpose. Today I want to talk about the lies that we've been told that have impacted the way we show up to our everyday life. As children, many of us were told things that we later discovered weren't true. Now we can all agree my earlier examples are harmless lies we can laugh about. But that's not all we were told. And unfortunately for many of us, we're now not only unlearning these silly stories, but many other untruths as well. And many that have had a lasting negative impact on our lives and are root issues many of my clients and likely you are still holding on to. So let's nip some of that in the bud, shall we? Here are 5 of the biggest childhood lies I see in my practice still plaguing people today. First, crying makes you weak. The patriarchy had a lot to do with this, and the belief that we should all learn how to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and get on with life. But the reality is that crying is a natural and effective way to express our emotions. In fact, it's one of the primary ways your body can move through and complete the stress cycle and can help your body release tension and pain. Second, you as a person are too dramatic, extra, or too much. Learning how to identify and express our feelings in healthy and complete ways is essential to our well-being. Using words like dramatic is a subjective interpretation of how you react in a given moment. It's okay to have big feelings and to sometimes be overwhelmed about how to express them. That's part of the learning process. Third, children should be seen and not heard. This one still shows its face today, just with a slightly more passive-aggressive spin by shutting kids down or quieting them using devices. In truth, every human has the right to feel seen, safe, and heard. What you think, feel, need, and want matters. And the reason many of us struggle to believe that as adults is the stories developed as kids. You don't make the world better by making yourself small, silencing your opinions, or going with the flow. Your voice has a right to be heard. All of ours do. Fourth is the "because I said so" is a good enough reason for kids to listen. Asking why is one of our most powerful discovery tools as kids and adults. We need to create systems where why isn't seen as a threat, but an opportunity to create buy-in and understanding. When we act on a request, we become responsible for that action. So it's important that we understand what we're doing and how that fits into the bigger picture of our goals, whether it's a parent telling their kid what to do or a corporate CEO making a demand of their employees. It's also a great way for us as the enforcer or the enactor to check in with why something does or doesn't need to happen, and in some cases can help us see that not everything is as intense as it feels. And finally, number 5, if I have to ask, it means they don't care, or I shouldn't have to ask. Asking for what you want is a sign of empowerment and assertive communication. Knowing what you feel and how to articulate it is a skill that enhances connection and allows others to show up more directly for you. Expecting people should be able to read our minds or just know what we need is unfair to you and them. It centralizes us in their story and puts them in a position where they can and will let us down, reinforcing our beliefs that we were never worth showing up for in the first place. It's also a protective mechanism, as it strips you of the potential of being rejected in a direct request. If you need something, ask for it. If you're looking for someone to do or say something, tell them. That doesn't take away from the meaning if they do or say what you ask. It means they're learning how to show up for you and have reinforced their willingness to do so. Now, obviously, there are so many other stories, biases, untruths to be unlearned, some universal and some specific to us and our own experiences. It can feel daunting and honestly a little unsettling to think about so much about how we show up in the world is rooted to stories we're learning aren't actually true. Let yourself feel however you feel as you sit in this. Allow yourself to be angry, annoyed, let down. That is part of this process. Remind yourself you, as you are fully, are allowed to be here and take up space no matter what anyone else has said or you've come to believe. Now, before you go, be sure to leave me a comment and let me know which of these lies resonates most with you and what other childhood lies you've had or are unlearning now. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit both that thumbs up button and subscribe so you can get an alert anytime new awesomeness is available. And of course, share this video with someone else you think could benefit from hearing it. And finally, if you are not on that AR Insider email list yet, do not sleep on that. Click the link in the show notes and get yourself on that list to get exclusive and supportive content that I deliver to your inbox and don't share anywhere else. Thank you so much for being here. Changing how we frame and filter our information in our lives is one of the most difficult tasks in our work, but you're not alone. So let's go get that pen back together.